lots of people, first of all, feel when they're experiencing chatter, they want to talk to other people about it to get some help. There are a couple of exceptions to this rule. People tend not to want to talk about experience involving shame and certain forms of trauma. They instead usually try to avoid those experiences. But other experiences, anxiety, anger, depression, we often go to others for help. What the best kinds of conversations do when it comes to chatter is two things. First, it is important to do a little bit of venting, a little bit of expressing. Like, Pat, you and I are buddies right now, and I come to you with a problem. You need to learn about what I've gone through to be able to engage me effectively, right? And it's good to know that you're willing to take the time to listen. But ideally, at a certain point in our conversation, what you do for me is you cue me to try to broaden my perspective. So you're trying to get me to think more objectively about the situation. So you might say, all right, Ethan, well, you've done countless presentations before. You must have had a few that didn't go so well. How'd you deal with those? Or here's how I deal with this situation. So essentially what you're doing is you're cueing me to broaden my perspective. And that's really the two-step process that explains effective chatter support when someone comes to you for advice. You take the time to listen and really engage and hear the person out. But at a certain point in the conversation, you start nudging them to think about the bigger picture, to try to help them broaden their perspective. And the take-home point I like to give to people is what knowing about this science empowers you to do is it allows you to be a lot more deliberate about who you seek chatter support from in your life. There are a lot of people in my life that I love dearly and that I know love me. I know this because DNA determines it, right? We're related, we're very close. I don't talk to them about my chatter because I know what they're going to do is they're going to show support, but it's going to end there. And I'm going to leave that conversation just as upset as when I started. So instead, I think about, well, who are the people in my life that are really skilled at not only listening, but also chiming in and helping to advise me through the situation. There are like 3 people I go to for personal problems, 4 for professional, and that's like my personal board of advisors, and I really take advantage of them. So think about that before you talk to someone. And on the flip side, if someone comes to you for help, be mindful of helping them, of doing both of these things, listening, but also helping broaden their perspective.